Hey guys, Nolan here. We're back, it's 2021, and we're ready to put in some new videos. Today we're talking about my survival guide for staying sane in the horse world. Being an amateur can be not only is it daunting, it can be exhausting, it can be frustrating, and not because of the horse being frustrating, it could be just dealing with the people. Didn't you know everybody who has done a horse knows everything to do with horses, and you should listen to them. We're talking about the person in the tack room who just watched your ride and has something to say, just like a bird on the fence would, which, by the way, if you haven't watched the video on birds on the fence, I'll link to it up there and down below for you mobile users. Quite a path that we have to follow, especially as amateurs who are learning things for the first time, who are trying to do the right thing, but we constantly have everybody's opinion banging off our heads because, well, I did this when I was 4 and I read a book. So this is my survival guide for weeding those people out, pushing them out of the way, and just staying on your narrow path to get success. This can go for any discipline. This can go if you're doing eventing, or if you're a show jumper, or if you're a hunter jumper, or whatever you're doing, pleasure riding, western, it doesn't matter. This can still apply to you. So the first tip is dressage is a journey, and that can go for all horsemanship. But once again, Nolan is dressage, so here we go. The finish line is the end goal. What you want to do. Let's just say I want to go Grand Prix, or I want to do Prix St. George, or I want to learn how to do a flying change, or whatever the main goal is for you. That is the end. That's the finish line. And we're not sprinting here. We are not thinking we need to get to the finish line first. What we want to do is enjoy the journey with the obstacles. Think of it like a book. Beginning, our middle, our end. And there's conflict, there are obstacles, and by the end, you have your climax, which then takes you to your finale. Everything that leads up to it is an enjoying journey. That's what riding is. That's what dressage is. If you get obstacles in your way, you're doing it right, because no one horse will give you perfect things from beginning to end. There will always be an obstacle. How big or small the obstacle is a different story. I'll talk about that in another video. If you do not believe you're getting to your end goal quick enough, remember that it's not about getting there fast. It's about everything that you encounter along that way. That's the fun part. Who cares that Charlotte and Carl get their Grand Prix horses when they're 8 and 9 in the show ring? If it takes me until he's 17 to do it, who cares? And if you're going to compare yourself to everybody else or how the pros are doing it, you will set yourself up to fail, because you'll always be going, my horse is 6 years old. Why have I not taught him how to do a flying change yet? You get into that point, you're screwing yourself. You can't force it. You have to just go for the journey and enjoy it as it comes to you. The second thing we need to talk about is being patient. Everyone says it. Your coach is saying it. Your mother's saying it. Your grandma's saying it. Everybody's saying it. Be patient. It doesn't matter that you can't do a leg yield right now. Keep working with it. Be patient and it will come through. There was a pro back how many years ago. Prix St. George horse can't do a pirouette to save his life. He believed in his horse. He said, it's going to happen. And if it comes at the very last day of his life, he's going to get it. Trust me, he'll get it. I believe in him. We just have to be patient. Came in one day, decided, let's give the pirouette another shot. Horse does the pirouette. Does it well. Well, that had to be a fluke, right? So he tries it again. Horse does the pirouette. Okay, maybe it's just the one side. Go the other way. Horse does a pirouette. Out of nowhere, the horse gets it. The thing is here is be patient. The horse will get it when he gets it. Stop comparing it to everybody else, saying, they're here doing this, that, and the other. Why is my horse not able to do this? Give him time. The horse will get it when he gets it. Just be patient. Number 3, be kind to yourself. There are so many thoughts that go into our brain. We say how many words a minute, meanwhile we're thinking 10 times that. Math is probably off there. So for every single one thing that we say negative to ourselves and say it out loud, we have how many different things we've already thought to ourselves. That change was shit. That transition was crap. If you're looking for something, you'll find it. And you'll find multiple of it. Same as if you're looking for an opportunity, the opportunity will jump out at you because you're constantly looking for it. Same thing goes with positive thinking when you're riding. If you keep looking for something great, you'll keep finding something great. Let's say the horse isn't giving you a very good trot, but if you kind of go, I'm going to pretend like I am riding the best trot, chances are you'll lighten yourself up with positivity that you'll figure out, oh, this trot isn't so bad. Oh, it's getting a bit better. Oh, we're getting more balance on the hind legs. Oh, we're pushing more. You'll start to see if you can push past all that negativity and look for the good stuff, it'll keep popping out at you. Same thing goes for negativity. If you're always looking about this was crap, that was crap, everything else is crap, you'll keep finding more and more crap, and we actually keep putting more focus onto the negativity. So instead, switch it up, look at the other side of things, which is keep looking for positive pieces. And by the time you've finished your ride, all that good stuff will be in the forefront. And all that crap stuff, who cares about that transition that you did? Throw it away. Take all the good stuff that you did in the ride, take that home with you, and all that crap that you did, throw it over your shoulder. Who cares? I don't care about all that. Next piece of advice for amateurs. What have we got? 4? And this is what my coach taught me when we very first started. New horse, new rider. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm very hard on myself. I've said in another video, which I'll link to up there and down below, but the mindset of a competition rider and how much I put myself down because I never think I'm good enough, which then ends up a snowball effect. So what my coach did when I opened up to her about this is she told me something that has really helped, which is ignore what happened yesterday, whether it was good or bad. And today, you're a new rider and your horse is a new horse. So let's say yesterday you had a crappy ride. Transitions weren't happening, couldn't get the horse off the forehand, ran around, or maybe something got scary like bolted and you had to hold on for dear life, or you flipped over a jump, or something happened. The next time you come to ride, don't think about that. Don't be thinking in the back of your mind that all this shit happened yesterday. I gotta fix it today. Be on my guard. I need to, reprimand. Remember, horses don't think like that. They don't hold grudges. They're in the back of the stall. They're notepad and pen going, how am I gonna piss off Nolan tomorrow? Having that in mind and understanding their mentality, understand that next time you come in, that horse didn't do that yesterday. Because I'm on a new horse. And I'm the rider. What I did yesterday doesn't matter because that wasn't me yesterday. I'm a different rider today. So when you get on, everything's fresh and clean. You have a clean slate. Forget about what happened yesterday and go from there. Chances are, because you're not thinking about or worrying about all the other crap that happened, you have an open mind for things. Things will start happening better because you're not so focused on all the shit that happened yesterday. With that in mind, it can go the other way too. So let's just say yesterday you had a fantastic ride and an amazing ride. He was just under you, back was up, he was stepping underneath himself, self-carriage, everything under the sun. Those tempies were brilliant, yada, yada, yada. Today I'm coming in. Just because yesterday you had a fantastic ride does not mean you get to expect today. Yesterday was a different rider and a different horse. Just because he was fantastic yesterday does not mean you get on today and expect that he's going to do the same thing as he did yesterday. Ignore what happened yesterday, and today, a new horse, new rider. It was great that he was great yesterday. I can't expect that today. Because then you put expectations on, and that's when things go down south. Number 5, never say never. We've all come in contact with that one person at the barn who says,
I'll never go bitless.
Or,
I'll never use a bit.
Or you can go the other situation, which is, they ride with person A. I'll never ride with person A. Never say never. Because the funny thing is, and through my experience, I've come in contact with these same people, and a month later, they're doing exactly what they said they weren't going to do. And not only is it contradicting, it makes you look like an ass. I always try to think, okay, I may not agree with what I'm looking at over there, but I'm not going to come over and say, I'll never do that, because who knows, in a month, I might be doing just that. Do I need to look like an ass? Trust me, I'm an ass on my own time. I don't need to add fuel to the flames. That's a pretty simple, short one, but pretty much never say never. If you say, I will never do dressage, 10 years later, you're doing dressage. I'm never going to jump my horse. 2 weeks later, you're jumping the horse. Things happen. It's funny because life does have a way of doing that to you. You say you're never going to do something, you end up doing it. Now, number 6 is how to take compliments. I'm sure you're wondering, why are you talking about taking compliments? I've been told this by coaches, many times my mother had been told this by coaches, same thing, and I had never come in contact with this until recently. When somebody gives you a compliment, they really do mean from the deepest part of the heart that they're trying to do something nice for you. You do a line of tempies. I don't know why I keep tossing tempies, right? You do a really nice line of tempies and somebody comes up to you and says, wow, that was really nice. They don't want to hear about how the horse was on the forehand. They don't want to hear about, they weren't as jumping as you'd like them to be. They don't want to hear that they weren't moving across the ground as much as he should. They don't really give a shit. They were just trying to do something nice to say, hey, good job. And chances are they took their time and the bravery, I guess you'd say, to come up to you and tell you that. They don't need to be slapped up in the face with a whole bunch of your fucking negativity. Just smile, take the compliment, and all you have to say, you don't have to explain yourself, you don't need to tell the world all your problems, you don't need to do it. All you gotta do is say, thank you. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, let's go. Liking these tips so far? Remember to hit the like button right down there. It also goes the other way. This one lady at that barn was doing walk-trot transitions. And there were some really nice transitions there where they're stepping from behind. It was really nice. And I know how much she struggles with it. So I said to her, well, those were some really nice transitions. And I got told back, well, yeah, he knows how to do transitions. Part 2 of it. I don't really need your attitude, honey. I was really just trying to do a nice thing and say, hey, great job. Those were really nice. Take a fucking compliment. And this is why Nolan is freaking antisocial. Because of this BS. You try to do something nice, they give you the finger. What's new? So with that in mind, that when somebody gives you a compliment, put a smile on and just simply say, thank you. What number are we on again? The next piece is, it's okay to make mistakes. Amateurs are so scared that if they do the wrong thing, or if they make a mistake, the sky is going to start falling. Guess what? How do we as people learn? We learn through mistakes. Stop thinking everybody's made of glass, and if you do the wrong thing, everything's shattering. Robert Dovert said this once also, which there's an article which we'll do a video about that one too. It's okay to make messes, because guess what the fun part about making messes is? You get to clean up that mess. And we learn our best when we have to clean up messes, because we realize why the mess is there to begin with, and how we get to overcome that mess. Remember how earlier I did talk about obstacles? Here's your obstacle. You've made a mess, clean it up, figure out why you made the mess in the first place. And then you get to move on from it. And the very last thing that I want you to think about with this survival kit, we are all learning. It doesn't matter what level you're doing. It doesn't matter what discipline you're doing. It doesn't matter what horse you got and what age it is and how many years you've been in this sport. We're all learning. And if you think for 1 second, I've learned it all, well, good luck with that. I left this to last because it's not something a lot of people understand. Let's take you're a cyclist. You've gone to the cyclist community, people who bicycle and do all that fun stuff. And you guys do a race, or if you're a runner and you do a race, and when you hit that finish line, everyone's cheering you on, everyone's got your back, everybody's supporting you. Why in horses is it different? Why is not everybody in competitions cheering you on? Why is that? Why is it when somebody does a training level test and their rhythm's off and their suppleness is not the best? Their contact is definitely not there because, the first two haven't given them an ability to get that. Go up the whole pyramid that we use. It's not there, but people on the sideline go, well, they're just learning. They're new. They're just learning. Those same people will rip the person who's doing pre-St. George, is struggling with their timing. Meanwhile, that person is doing pre-St. George for the first time. Why is it okay for the person who's new doing training level? Is it okay because they're just learning? But the person who's doing pre-St. George is getting slaughtered because they're still learning? Whether they're doing something lower like a training level or they're doing something higher like hell, even Grand Prix, they're still learning. That person who's trying to figure out their timing for Tempe's are trying to better their timing. Just because the person in training level is trying to figure out their timing for a half halt, that person who's learning Tempe's is learning their timing for the Tempe's. Why do we automatically say the person who's doing training level, doing a lower level, it's okay for them to learn, but somebody's doing a higher level, it's not okay for them to learn? They should just know it. Why is that? Maybe you can let me know down in the comments below, because that's something I still don't get. When you're watching somebody else ride, or you are riding, understand that you, as the amateur, are still learning. That person that you're watching, that pro across the way who is trying to get their horse supple, is still learning. And there you guys have it. My survival guide for surviving the horse world. There's gonna be a lot of self-doubt is normal, believing you're not good enough is normal, feeling you're the only one in a ring who can't ride their horse is normal. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody on this list of things that I brought to you today, I will be completely honest, 75% of people are not gonna believe this. 75 people, if you were to talk to them, when you go to the barn next, will go, oh no, I don't do that, blah, blah, blah. If you can keep this list in the back of your brain at all times, everything will be much more pleasant for you. You'll have more success because you'll stop doubting yourself. You will stop believing that you are not good enough, and you'll keep progressing. When things come and hit you, because your obstacles are going to hit you in a bad way, that's normal, you'll be able to deal with them using the survival guide. So let me know down below, maybe you have some suggestions yourself. Has this happened to you? What do you use as survival guide? How do you deal with doubt? How do you deal with progressing in your system? Let me know down below. If you're looking for more content, remember I am on Facebook, I am on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, links are down below. You know what to do. And while you're at it, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the like button. And while you're at that, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I got new videos up every week for you to help you survive the horse world and how to progress your horse. Remember, dressage for amateurs, that's what I got. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and I will talk to you later. Ciao.